You've seen how to create pod, but how do we describe the pod and view the information about our pod? Well, with kubectl, it's as follows. Type kubectl get and then pods, and here I've got one pod running. Now I'm going to type kubectl and then describe pod hello world, the name of the pod. Now if I press Ctrl L for a second and then enter, so let me just put this smaller, and this gives us a bunch of information about our pod. Now let me just scroll up and let's go from the top. So in here, have a look. So we have the name, we've got the namespace, so it's within the default namespace. This is the node which is running in here, so the second node that we have. So remember, we have two nodes, and this is the IP address for our second node. This was the start time, labels, annotations, and then we have the IP. So remember, a pod has its own IP address. So here, so this is the IP address, which I'm going to show you how to use it in a second. Then here we have information about the containers. So remember, a pod is a collection of one or more containers. So in our case, we only have one container, and then we have details about the container. So here, container ID, the image ID, the port, the host port, the state it's running, ready, the restart count, the limits and requests, which I'm going to show you later, and here some environment variables. And then we have some mounts in here, so service accounts, so this is also for later. And then we have conditions, so here type status, initialized, true, and basically here you can basically grab every single information about your pod. We have volumes, so this is one volume in here, so this is an array, and you can see that this is the default token. And we have node selectors, nothing, so this is more for affinity rules. And then we have events, so this is actually good. So here you can see that we have type, normal, reason, so here scheduled. So when we create a pod, remember, it's been scheduled, right, by the default and then scheduler in here. And then we have a second one, so the kubelet here. Have a look, reason, it pulled this container image in here. You can see, so it was already present on the machine. And then the kubelet again, so kubelet had the last three logs or events, and you can see that created container and then started container. So there we have it. Now this is a command that you're going to use quite a lot, to be honest, just to investigate your pods. But if you want, for example, you can say kubectl and then get and then pod, and then here I can say dash and then O for output, and then wide. So wide, and this gives you a little bit more information. So have a look, you've got the age, but it includes the IP address for the pod and the node as well. But this is like the cut down version of describe, but usually you'll be using describe quite a lot. But I'm going to show you exactly what this means when we cover output formats with kubectl. So for now, catch you in the next one.